Hello, hello, hello. Yes, zu-wii-mama is back. You guessed it, as always, with another tutorial. And today we've got, yet again, you've guessed it, another mob build. And today, I think you might have actually seen this guy sort of previewed in one of my last videos, possibly. Those of you who've got a sharp eye and obviously do notice what's going on in the background, because you do sometimes get a sneaky peek of the next mob that I'm actually building. And yes, you guessed it, it is the zombie Pigman. Now, this guy took me a little while, I must admit, and as you can see on the bottom there, just by his feet, you can see the amount of blocks that I've actually used, so I do apologise for that. I did try and keep it as short and sweet as I could, but you know me, I go over the top a bit sometimes because I do like to get a lot of detail on these builds, and yeah, without saying, this one has definitely got a bit of detail on it, and yeah, I think the problem with this one was it was such a big build with so many different colour blocks, it did take me a while to produce. But anyway, let's get down to the colours and blocks, shall we? So as you can see, there is a hell of a lot of blocks, so let's get through them. So we've got orange terracotta, orange concrete, yellow concrete. We've also got a little bit of yellow wool there, lime concrete. What else? We've got lime terracotta, green concrete. What's that? Purple terracotta, pink concrete. We've literally got every single block here. We've got pink terracotta, pink wool. What else have we got here? So we've got some light grey terracotta, white concrete. Jeez, we have brown concrete. What else? We've got brown terracotta. Wow, black terracotta. We've also got a bit of black concrete, believe it or not. Light grey concrete, cyan terracotta, and some clay, and that is the lot. And again, I apologise for all the blocks that we got. Phew, that's all I can say about that, because that was a lot of blocks that we used today. Anyway, we're going to go across by 8, and we're going to go up by 13 high. So 13 high in total, and we're going to go 8 across, and that's going to sort of give us our, we're sort of like going to build up to the waist to start off with, and then from the back here, we're going to go across by 4, well, yeah, across by 4, so we're going to have an 8 by 4 rectangle box, I guess, and it's going to be 13 high. Does that make sense? And we're going to actually put on the first pattern. Quadoosh! There we go. Like I said, we're actually building up the first half, and we're going to do sort of the legs and up to the waist section, as you can see, and then we're going to pan on round to the left and make sure you get that pattern down again. Okay, there we go. Looking cool. You're doing good so far, and I mean, if you find that there's too many colour blocks here and you think you might be able to do, like, you know, take a few colours out, then go for it, because you might be able to get away with getting rid of some of the, like, the pink wool there, for instance. You could probably just change that to pink blocks if you think there's too many different colours there. You might be able to get away with changing some of the greens up and just have 1 or 2 greens maybe, but it's entirely up to you. Like I've said, I do go a bit over the top sometimes with some of these builds, especially in the colour department, as you can see on this one. So once we've done that, we're now actually going to go on to the second part of the build. So we're going to go from the waist here, we're going to go up again by, well, let's say again, we're going to go up by 11 blocks high. Okay, so now we're going to sort of build the chest piece. There we go. Woo-doo! Like so. There we go. And we've got a bit of white there, which is the ribs, the rib cage, I guess, that's exposed. And for anyone that's new around here, you might notice there's a big blue bit of concrete, let's say there. And I just want to tell you now, yes, you are seeing that right. And don't worry, because you're not actually putting blue there. There is no blue on a Pigman. We're actually putting that there just to show you that there's going to be like an air gap there. Or it just makes it easier for later on when I'm sort of getting onto the arm section. And yeah, so just ignore that. Place a dirt block or place whatever block you have at your disposal just there. Or if not, just leave it blank. Just be a pro builder and just leave a blank gap. It's entirely up to you. So once we've done that, now we're going to actually spin on around and do part of the arm. So we're going to start off here, and we're going to go across by 4. And then in total, it should be coming out by 12, okay? So from that first block I placed to the end here, it's a total of 12 blocks. And we're actually going to fit on the first pattern. Woo-doo! There we go. The first pattern. Boom. You have got the first part of your bottom of your Pigman arm. Congratulations. You are not even, well, actually, we're probably about halfway there already, actually. We've only got to build the other arm and the head, and, oh, don't forget the sword as well. I went to the lengths of actually building a sword, and I was sort of reluctant to do it. I was just going to do it without it, but I thought Pigman obviously are renowned for their golden swords, so I thought I had to build it on there. But anyway, we'll get to that a bit later on. And there we go, we're going to do the top of the arm there, like so. Looking cool. You are doing a fantastic job. Keep up the good work. And remember, if you're new around here, just make sure you pause at the right sections, obviously, to get the pattern down. And then obviously carry on with the video, because that's the whole reason why I do it. And I'm hoping it actually does work, because I mean, there's a lot of you out there actually that have sort of messaged me and shown me your creations that you did. And on that note, actually, I've actually I've actually linked my Twitter account to my YouTube now. So there's a little icon on my banner that you can select, or if not, you can go into my about section, I think it is, and there's a link to my Twitter account. So if you do actually want to show me, send me some screenshots of your builds that you've done in your world, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I've already seen one build that someone sent me, and I must say it looks pretty fantastic. And he was also building an iron golem as well, and that is one that I do actually want to build at some point as well. So you might give me a bit of inspiration as well towards new builds, which would be awesome, because I'm always looking for the next mob to build. And I must admit, I have had some absolutely wicked ideas and requests that people want. I mean, I had this particular request, which I thought was absolutely fantastic idea, was building a Ravager and putting a Pillager on top, and not only that, having a drowned actually riding a turtle, which again, another fantastic idea, and I will actually get to them at some point, so mark my words, I will be doing those. And any other cool like sort of suggestions like that, I will actually give it a go, because it's something different, isn't it? I mean, I will be obviously focusing on firstly on doing obviously the actual mobs of the game, and then any sort of random stuff we're going to sort of do as well. But as you can see, actually going back to the build, I'm actually just copying this part of the arm from the other side. Okay, so just copy the other arm across onto this part here. Okay, does that make sense? It should do. There we go. And yeah, so anyway, what we were talking about, so mob builds. So yeah, I mean, ideally first, I want to get all the mobs actually built in the game. That's my goal, and that's what I want to achieve. And then once I've done that, I'm going to actually do some cool stuff and start mucking around with different experiments, like I said, with some of the suggestions that I've already had, and they are definitely in the forefront of my head at the minute. So I will get to them, because I'm itching to give it a go. But yeah, like I said, we're doing the Pigman at the minute, and I have got another mob that you might have already spotted in the background that I've been working on all weekend as well. And I've been so excited to sort of get this one done, because yeah, it's another mob that people have been requesting, and yeah, I think it would just add nicely towards the collection of mobs that I've got so far. But I am sort of getting to that point now where we're going to be running out of mobs to build. So like I said, any other cool suggestions in different sort of variations of mobs will be greatly appreciated. And if you do actually get to that point, obviously just again send me some pictures on Twitter and give me some inspiration, I guess. This head, as you can see, we're actually overhanging the edges from the front and the back, 2 each, and basically you're doing a head that's an 8x8 square, so it should be overhanging the front by 2 blocks like so, and again on the back, and it's 8x8, so 8 across and 8 high. And then all you're going to do, as always, you guessed it, is pop on that pattern. There we go. Looking cool. As you notice with some mobs, particularly the Pigman, you'll notice that the face has obviously got 2 parts to it. So it's got the skeleton and the pig. And if you do get really, really close, you can sort of see that the skeleton sort of like let's say that, well, there's like 2 different layers essentially. So obviously it's quite hard to replicate 2 different layers in this, because if I did actually try doing the 2 layers, so the skeleton sort of set back from the main head, but it didn't quite look right because there was 2, like, yeah, it just looked, I didn't like it. But I mean, if you want to do that, then obviously go for it, but I chose not to, and just sort of decided to do this sort of flat-faced blocky thing, right? Because yes, we are playing Minecraft, so it is all blocky. But yeah, I mean, I quite like the results. I think it looks absolutely pretty cool. I wasn't too sure at the start when I started building this guy, but actually when I completed it and got the full thing done, it actually looks all right. I actually quite like it. It might be one of my favorite builds, dare I say it. So we're going to build the sword from this point here, and this is probably the easiest way for me to show you how to build it. And again, obviously just make sure you pause it as always, and add a little extra. I mean, you don't have to do this, I thought it looked cool, but we're going to add these 2 blocks there just because it gives that nice impression that he's actually holding the sword, not just sort of penetrated through his arm. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that build. Looking cool, well done, congratulations. Make sure you send me them pictures on Twitter of your builds, and I've been zu-wii-mama, and I'll see you on the next one.